My name is Steve Hammett. I'm an account executive here with KTL Solutions. And the man behind the magic doing the demoing today is Scott Florence. He's our CRM consultant and our technical representative on today's webinar. This is the agenda for the day. We'll have 3 live web demos for you, all done by Scott. I remind you that there's a chat box in the lower right. If for some reason you can't see, hear, or you have a question, just please put it in the chat box. And we're also going to have a question and answer session at the end. But I want to welcome everyone, and what we're going to do is talk a little bit about the changing sales world. We're going to talk a little bit about how CRM manages those changes, and in the end, we're going to do a lot of information around dashboards and reporting to show you how a mobile sales team can be effective. So we've been around, and in today's world, today's sales teams, both management and sales reps face increasing pressure to be more efficient and timely. They need better and faster information than your competitors, and they need information presented in clear and concise formats like dashboards that gives the overview as well allowing for the drill down. Today will be a presentation and discussion of Microsoft Dynamics CRM for the modern sales company. So I've been around a while, and many of us have. The internet has changed the landscape for business-to-business sales organizations in the last 5 years. The slow and the weak and the unprepared are going to be dead. B2B sales staff used to educate prospects early in the prospects that really weren't ready to buy and weren't in the active purchasing cycle. Large organizations actually had purchasing staff who collected information from sales teams, estimators who would see sales staff to learn more about new products, techniques, and services. The internet has changed that for 2 reasons. Purchasing is now decentralized, which actually is a good thing. The people that need the services and products are actually doing the purchasing. The end users are the ones that are purchasing, so there's not this big communication gap that used to exist between contract officers, purchase officers, the end user, and the vendors. The second thing is that end users can now educate themselves about products in a way they never could before using the internet. So the result is that B2B sales teams, sales managers, and sales staff are doing less educating of prospects, and these teams need to be very, very responsive when a prospect turns from just looking around to in an active buying cycle. And they need to be that in a ready way. So today's buyers are educated and ready. So the unprepared sales teams won't have prospects that go dark. They're going to need to have relevant information. That means that somebody's going to know a lot more about your product, but they're just going to need to know the last 20, 25, 30% of what your product does. They're going to know, they want to know how your specific service, technique, or product fits our few specific things that we do. The last thing is they don't want to be sold, and they want to make sure that they are thinking accurate pricing. They're not going to want to wait for pricing. As you see on the internet, pricing is hard to get. So the first scenario is that a sales organization needs to be prepared and ready and responsive when a prospect changes from just looking to active buying cycle. Normally, you get prospects in 3 or 4 different ways. So we're going to talk about 2 different ways here and show you and demo how CRM makes that easy. One is all of us, most of us, have information request forms on our websites, or we have request referral sites that send us information from people wanting to know more about our products. So we're looking at an information request form on a website, and the scenario is that you have a buyer, a prospect, who potentially knows a lot about your service or product, but they want a little bit more information and they want to be engaged. Like me, whether it's shoes, technology, or whatever service or product you're buying, we have short attention spans, and I want to get, when I put this form in, I expect to be contacted promptly. If it's an hour later or a day later, I may forget I even put the form in. So what CRM will do in this case is take this web form information and bring it directly into a lead. Because That's kind of boring, just, you know, somebody clicking on something and bringing it in. What we're actually going to demo is bringing in leads from a trade show in a more conventional way. One of those leads just happened to be the lead I showed you on the information webpage, and we'll work through how to respond to that lead in a timely and responsive manner. So with that, I turn it over to Scott.
All right, Steve. Let's go ahead and take a look about bringing that relevant information into our CRM. So the process of importing leads is rather simple. With this example, we're going to use a list which might have come from a lead generation service or even a trade show which our company attended, and the list members here were visitors to our booth. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this list here, and I'm going to bring over my CRM. And right here we can see I've navigated to imports. From imports, we can go ahead and easily access the import wizard within CRM. And at this point, once we've selected our file from our import wizard, browsing to it, choosing the correct file here, and grabbing our leads, we can move along and then also select our lead mapping. Now, I've gone ahead and created a sample lead mapping already for this import. So we're going to go ahead and step past that. And now we are now available to import our leads into the CRM. So from that, let's go see what we've done. We'll navigate over to sales and take a peek at our leads. Our leads have now imported into the system.
That was easy.
Pretty simple. So we're going to open up a lead here, and within the lead we can see all the different data points which we've now collected. All these fields here are easily inline editable. We're just going to make a correction here to the mobile phone. Easy as cake. And with 2013, there's an autosave feature that helps reduce the number of clicks the user's got to take in order to do that. Steve, I know that's an issue with some sales teams, number of clicks. Well, CRM 2013 helps you reduce that. And the autosave will populate within about 30 seconds. It'll refresh every 30 seconds, so I'll go ahead and refresh that now, and we're good to go with that. Now, all these fields are easily configured, and you can delete or add new fields pretty quickly. And we also have big maps, which will help navigate us down and set up exactly where this customer is located. So within this info in the system, let's explore what we can do to get our sales team ready. All right? Automation generally helps out with that. Within CRM, you can set up workflows to help automating certain processes. In 2013, we have both now synchronous and asynchronous workflows. The nice thing about synchronous workflows is that they will provide you with real-time updates on the lead form. An example would be updating the topic, or updating the topic based on the rating. So I've changed the rating to hot, and once our autosave populates, it should go ahead and modify our sample or our topic to sample leads and updating with our rating. And as you can see, it just went ahead and did that with our autosave. So asynchronous workflows are the processes that occur behind the scenes. We're going to go ahead and refresh our page here. An example of an asynchronous workflow that would occur would be with creating new leads. We want to make sure that they're not just sitting in our database. We want to notify the sales reps that a new lead was created for them. With an asynchronous workflow, we can automatically send out an email to the sales rep letting them know the new lead has been created for them. And as you can see right here, it's recorded in our activities that a new lead has gone out as an email. Now on top of that, the sales manager wants to make sure that their team is following up on the leads created. So in that same new lead workflow, we can add a step to also create a phone call or a task activity with a specific due date. Here I've gone ahead and set up the workflow so that it creates this phone call activity for the sales rep to do. which reminds them to get it completed within the next couple of days, by the 12th. So now we've gone ahead, and with those automations, we're able to prompt the sales rep to get going. That's a good start for us. Now within CRM, when our sales reps go to call the leads, we might want them to have a certain script to follow or even a guide to focus them. So that's where we go ahead and we select dialogues. Now, within dialogues, there's an interactive wizard that guides the user through prompts and updates in CRM and updates CRM according to the results. The one we created here is just a general script. Hello, my name is Scott. I'd like to gather some more information, and if I move along through, it'll prompt me with a question we want to ask and the variety of different answers that we can capture, making it simple for the sales rep to follow along, gather the information they need, and put it into our system quick and easily. So you see, Steve, with that, there's a lot we can do with CRM to help you process those leads.
That was a great demo, Scott. And obviously, Brian Campbell was the lead that we saw from the website. Scott brought him in through a trade show sheet. But Brian Campbell now probably thinks that his first encounter with his chosen company went pretty well. He put a web form lead in, and within minutes, the system had notified both the sales manager and the salesperson to contact Brian. Brian from Collier is thinking, hey, I can do business with this company. But now Brian's thinking a couple other things. In the beginning, you know, the first part, final fit and all that. But how do we move Brian through the sales process into final fit so that he becomes not a prospect but a customer? So his needs now are, as we said earlier, B2B buyers are pretty sure that the product service is close to what they require, but they're going to need final fit. They're going to need, they have some sort of timeline in mind. Does that timing work with what their needs are, our timing? And also, what is the cost? So what CRM automates and what it can do for an organization is to differentiate ourselves from the pack of the other 3 to 4 competitors. So while our competitors are lining up product experts by phone, having meetings, discussing this prospect, we can use CRM to automate bringing product experts together, looking at schedules, making sure the product service inventory is in line with what the client's expectations are, and managing to a budget using CRM. So let's look at how we would take Brian, who's now an opportunity from the lead, and bring him through the sales process using Microsoft Dynamics CRM. Scott?
All right, Steve, you mentioned the sales process. So let me show you how CRM will help the sales team move through their process. Up here, you can see our sales process ribbon, which is a new feature within CRM 2013. This just allows us to use CRM to guide the reps along our process. Instead of having to navigate through multiple windows, the process ribbon seamlessly maneuvers us. Now, this process can span multiple entities. It can have many stages in it, not just what you see here. So let's go ahead. We're going to qualify this lead and see how it moves along through the sales process. So we've gone ahead and we've taken the step to qualify the lead. And what it's going to do is it's going to process us on and move us to an opportunity we were working on, originating from that lead. You can see here that we have the contact and account records, which have now been created in our CRM system, along with the opportunity. Our sales process ribbon, you'll now notice that we've moved on to the next stage once we've qualified the lead. We're now in the develop stage. Within this ribbon, we can hold, each stage holds room for various key information points that we might want to capture. On and off, we have a lot of information that we can bring in and record against that record. But within a specific stage, we're mostly concerned with a certain subset of data or specific tasks, such as identifying stakeholders or identifying a sales team. Now, this information can simply be referential that we're gathering, you know, bringing it to the forefront of our forms. You're not having to search through the opportunity to find it. Or we can even have it that certain tasks or key information must be updated in order to proceed on to our next stage, essentially making it a requirement of that stage. Now, with this opportunity, we might want to associate it to various people. So Steve, we're going to go ahead and add you in here as an association. And you know what? You're going to be our sales rep for this opportunity. So we've now got you in here as our sales professional. Well, you get to a point where you need a little assistance with it. So why don't you add me on, bring me on, if I could spell my name right. Bring me on here as a team member. And you know what? I am now the technical sales professional. So we have here our sales team with our various roles now associated with this opportunity. The nice thing about this is that this now allows us to share the opportunity with everyone associated with the op. This also is available for competitors. We can go ahead here and select various competitors that we want to track this opportunity against. So if we're going against ABC company, we can now track and monitor this opportunity that we're going against them. This is also relevant when we have to, unfortunately, mark an opportunity as closed loss. Here we can track it against a competitor, such as ABC or Big Box, and record it. And now we can go back and use that for analysis later on in order to find out where we're losing ops to, why we're losing those, and how we can better improve our business to make sure we get this sale the next time around. Now down here, we can also see that we're going to associate products to this opportunity. I can use something that's existing in the product list. So we'll search through, and let's grab some big widgets here. And the big widgets are now going to be associated against our opportunity, bringing in information from the price book. We can update inline, not having to go to another window, but inline, update the quantity on here, and it's going to automatically update the record for us. As you can see, our extended amount has now updated. And additionally, if we don't have it in our inventory, we can do a write-in product. So we will do sandals for it. And we'll say that they're about $20 a piece. And we need 4 of those for here. And with that, our extended amount is going to update. With that, our extended amount will update. And additionally, update the opportunity, calculating the amount for you. So you see, Steve, now we're able to track and associate our inventory against it. We're able to move through a sales process and help our sales reps work with our clients the best we can.
Excellent, Scott. Excellent demo of moving the opportunity to close. So the title of this is a mobile sales team with Dynamics dashboards. What we've done is with CRM, we've shown you some of the activity to create those dashboards. Prompt responses, timely responses to the buyer-ready, buyer-active people that really need responses, and then showing you the power of collaboration of CRM. So we've shown you the activity behind all of the information CRM is collecting. Now we're going to show you why the information is key. And this is critical to organization. Salespeople can work independently, and many, many do. But a collaborative sales organization needs information at different levels and at different times. So for example, salespeople, they want to know how are they doing against quota. Salespeople need to know where are my hot opportunities and how do I get more information about those opportunities. And CRM is an excellent source for that. Additionally, they need to know things like geography. Where are my hot leads coming from? What activities are they doing? Things like that. So they're going to see dashboards from a more lower level perspective. The sales management is going to need to see things differently. They're going to need to see total quota. They're going to want to see regions, geography. They're going to want to see how am I and my team doing against other teams within the organization. CRM does all of that taking the activity that you saw Scott do, both for the initial response and the opportunity management, and collecting and aggregating that. So sales management needs information. The real key, though, is the C-level executives. A lot of times we run into organizations where they're shooting in the dark. They're using Excel spreadsheets to try to grab some information around forecasting and analytics. Or they're using their own previous sales, looking backwards, looking in the rearview mirror, to determine how they're doing now. CRM allows CEOs to aggregate information from the sales side and make accurate projections. Let me give you a couple examples. CEO may see trends in sales forecasting that allow him to pick up the phone and call HR. Hey, we're going to need more people. We're going to need more warehouse staff. The CFO can take a look at upcoming and pending sales and know there's a cash crisis coming. If he, cash crunch for a better word, if he, the CFO, sees, particularly in a supply chain organization, that they're going to do either a period-based sale or some grapefruit to the garden hose type of activity where sales increase by seasonality or just by happenstance, they're putting money out the door for product, waiting for their customers to pay them. That can create short-term cash flow situations that the CFO wants to be aware of. These analytics are available to the C-level executives in CRM. So information is key. And here we're going to differentiate ourselves. So from mobile access, salespeople need to have mobile access. They can't call back, as you saw the inventory that Scott did, they can't call back to the office and find out if a product is available. They can't call back to the office and see if this consultant is available. They need to look in their CRM systems and on their smartphones to say, hey, Mr. Customer, this is the date and the time that we can do X, Y, and Z. The drill-down dashboards allow sales managers and C-level executives to see things in a granular and a strategic manner. Looking at the dashboard, they're going to say, hey, things are okay, but that needs more examination, and clicking on it, drill down. The real geekies are the pivot table analytics. Some people like to do cut and slice what-if scenarios, and Scott is going to demo how easy it is to do these things. So with that being said, the title of this webinar is Managing Through Dashboards. Take it away, Scott.
All right. Well, we've got here what you said are three key areas: our salesperson, our sales manager, and our CEO. Let's take it from the salesperson's perspective. When I log into the system, I need to know what's going on for me. So we have here a quick and simple, easy sales dashboard. This lists out various different key points such as activities, active accounts you are working with, the open opportunities you are going through, and additionally, those leads that we just loaded, we now have a bunch of new leads that we can go through and try and target. Through these dashboards, we can also get some charts and information on how we're doing, what our personal pipeline is, how we are working with our certain top customers. Let's go ahead and move on to what a manager might want to see. With a manager, they're not going to be concerned with just your pipeline. They're going to want to know everyone's pipeline. So through here, we can open up and see a lot more information on the charts, including goals as to how I'm performing against my specific goal, how us as a team, you and I, Steve, we're performing against our goals, all this information real quick and easy at our fingertips. But the key point here is you'd mentioned drill downs. With this, I can just go ahead and select into one of our charts and drill down and narrow out what opportunities are making that section of the chart, not having to do a lot of detailed work. So additionally, our C-level, they're going to want to see that same information. They can also use pivot tables. And one of the key things here is being able to export. So what we'd want to do is we'd go ahead and open up a list and we'd export that out to Excel. With CRM, we can open up our dynamic pivot tables and essentially not even have it to log into CRM. If you've got a dynamic pivot table set up, You just refresh it from within Excel, and it'll contact CRM and pull that data in. Well, how do we go about in doing all these dashboards? It's actually quite simple. We'll go ahead and edit this dashboard here. Close up our dashboard editor. We'll select opportunities that we want to report against. And we want to know the opportunities that we've closed recently and see how we've done in this fiscal period. And with that, we've now gone ahead and updated our dashboard. So quick and easy, simple to gather the information that we need right at our fingertips.
Scott, that demo was great. So what we've done is try to, in a very short period of time, 35 minutes, walk through how you can manage a sales team in an easy way. Automation, information, and opportunity management.